All right, we are coming up on 8 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get settled, and we can get back into where we left off last night. Welcome back. This is our, what is it, day 7? Yep, that's what the stream title tells me anyway. Hey, Apple. This makes it to our 7th day of reading from Morte to Arthur. So far, we've seen all sorts of adventures and escapades, and this bit of a medieval fanfic is gone off the rails a few times. Whoever would have expected King Arthur, of the myth and legend out of the very mists of history, to conquer the Roman Empire? Not what I had on my scratch card. But hey, you know what? That's why we read these things. So, let's go ahead and get back into it, and we will see what we have tonight, where we continue to follow, at this point, Sir Gareth, and also known as Sir Beaumain's own adventures, as he finds and chases after his lady love that he met a few minutes ago. So, what could possibly go wrong? And so, we return now to chapter 20. How Sir Beaumain rode after to rescue his dwarf, and came into the castle where he was. Then Sir Beaumain put on his helm anon, and buckled his shield, and took his horse, and rode after him all that ever he might ride through marshes and fields and great dales, that many times his horse and he plunged over the head in deep mires, for he knew not the way, but took the gaynest way in that woodness, that many times he was like to perish. And at the last him happened to come to a fair green way, and there he met with a poor man of the country, whom he saluted and asked him whether he met not with a knight upon a black horse and all black harness, a little dwarf sitting behind him, with heavy cheer. Sir, said the poor man, here by me came Sir Gringamore the knight, with such a dwarf mourning as ye say, and therefore I rede you not follow him, for he is one of the perilousest knights of the world, and his castle is here nigh hand but 2 mile. Therefore we advise you, ride not as after Sir Gringamore, but if ye owe him goodwill. So we leave Sir Beaumain riding toward the castle, and speak we of Sir Gringamore and the dwarf. Anon, as the dwarf was come to the castle, Dame Lyonesse and Dame Lynette, her sister, asked the dwarf where was his master born, and of what lineage he was come. But if thou tell me, said Dame Lyonesse, thou shalt never escape this castle, but ever here to be prisoner. As for that, said the dwarf, I fear not greatly to tell his name, and of what kin he is come. Wit you well, he is a king's son, and his mother is sister to King Arthur, and he is brother to the good knight Sir Gawain, and his name is Sir Gareth of Orkney. And now I have told you his right name, I pray you, fair lady, let me go to my lord again, for he will never out of this country until that he have me again. And if he be angry, he will do much harm, or that he be stint, and work you rack in this country. As for that threatening, said Sir Gringamore, be it as it may be. We will go to dinner. And so they washed and went to meat, and made them merry and well at ease. And because the Lady Lyonesse of the castle was there, they made great joy. Truly, madam, said Lynette unto her sister, well may he be a king's son, for he hath many good tatches on him. For he is courteous and mild, and the most suffering man that ever I met withal. For I dare say there was never gentlewoman reviled man in so foul a manner as I have rebuked him, and at all times he gave me goodly and meek answers again. There's the toxic damsel. She's turned over a new leaf, though. And now her sister is scheming behind and kidnapping a man's dwarf. You just can't do that. You can't kidnap a man's dwarf just to sneak up on him and peep his feeds. That's stalker material right there. And as they sat thus talking, there came Sir Gareth in at the gate with an angry countenance. and his sword drawn in his hand, and cried aloud that all the castle might hear it, saying, "Thou traitor Sir Gringamore, deliver me my dwarf again, or by the faith that I owe to the order of knighthood, I shall do thee all the harm that I can." Then Sir Gringamore looked out a window, and said, "Sir Gareth of Orkney, leave thy boasting words, for thou gettest not thy dwarf again." "Thou coward knight," said Sir Gareth, "bring him with thee, and come and do battle with me, and win him and take him." "So will I do," said Sir Gringamore, "and me list, but for all thy great words, thou gettest him not." "Ah, fair brother," said Dame Leonesse, "I would he had his dwarf again, for I would he were not wroth. For now he hath told me all my desire, I keep no more of the dwarf. And also, brother, he hath done much for me, and delivered me from the Red Knight of the Red Lawns, and therefore, brother, I owe him my service. Afore all knights living, and wit ye well that I love him before all other, and full fain I would speak with him. But in no wise I would that he wist what I were, but that I were another strange lady." "Well," said Sir Gringamore, "sithen I know now your will, I will obey now unto him." And right therewithal he went down unto Sir Gareth and said, "Sir, I cry you mercy, and all that I have misdone I will amend it at your will. And therefore I pray you that ye would alight, and take such cheer as I can make you in this castle." "Shall I have my dwarf?" said Sir Gareth. "Yea, sir, and all pleasaunce that I can make you. For as soon as your dwarf told me what ye were, and of what blood ye are come, and what noble deeds ye have done in these marches, then I repented of my deeds." And then Sir Gareth alighted. There came his dwarf and took his horse. "Oh, my fellow," said Sir Gareth, "I have had many adventures for thy sake." And so Sir Gringamore took him by the hand, and led him into the hall where his own wife was. This brings us to the end of chapter 20. So the dwarf kidnapping, not quite so long an adventure as we might expect. No fighting, no adventure, no really of anything, just a frantic ride over hill and dale through marshes unknown, an angry call out, and then nothing. It's all well and good. Man got his dwarf back. Chapter 21. How Sir Gareth, otherwise called Beaumains, came to the presence of his lady, and how they took acquaintance, and of their love. And then came forth Dame Leonesse, arrayed like a princess, and there she made him passing good cheer, and he her again. And they had goodly language, and lovely countenance together. And Sir Gareth thought many times, Jesu, would that the lady of the Castle Perilous were so fair as she was. There were all manner of games and plays, of dancing and singing, and ever the more Sir Gareth beheld that lady, the more he loved her. And so he burned in love that he was past himself in his reason, and forth toward night they yede unto supper, and Sir Gareth might not eat, for his love was so hot that he wist not where he was. All these looks espied Sir Gringamore, and then, at after supper, he called his sister Dame Leonesse into a chamber, and said, Fair sister, I have well espied your countenance betwixt you and this knight, and I will, sister, that ye wit he is a full noble knight, and if ye can make him to abide here, I will do him all the pleasure that I can. For an ye were better than ye are, ye were well bywaried upon him. Fair brother, said Dame Leonesse, I understand well that the knight is good, and come he is of a noble house. Notwithstanding, I will assay him better. Howbeit I am most beholden to him of any earthly man, for he hath had great labour for my love, and passed many a dangerous passage. Right so Sir Gringamore went unto Sir Gareth, and said, Sir, make ye good cheer, for ye shall have none other cause, for this lady, my sister, is yours at all times, her worship saved, for wit ye well she loveth you as well as you do her. And better, if better may be. And I wist that, said Sir Gareth, there lived not a gladder man than I would be. Upon my worship, said Sir Gringamore, trust unto my promise. And as long as it liketh you, ye shall sojourn with me, and this lady shall be with us daily and nightly to make you all the cheer that she can. I will well, said Sir Gareth, for I have promised to be nigh this country this 12-month, and well I am sure King Arthur and other noble knights will find me where that I am within this 12-month. For I shall be sought and found, if that I be alive. And then the noble knight Sir Gareth went unto the Dame Lyonesse, which he then much loved, and kissed her many times, and either made great joy of other, and there she promised him her love certainly, to love him and none other the days of her life. Then this lady, Dame Lyonesse, by the assent of her brother, told Sir Gareth all the truth what she was, and how she was the same lady that he did battle for, and how she was Lady of the Castle Perilous, and there she told him how she caused her brother to take away his dwarf. Chapter 22. How at night came an armed knight, and fought with Sir Gareth, and he, sore hurt in the thigh, smote off the knight's head. For this cause, to know the certainty what was your name, and of what kin ye were come. And then she let fetch to for him Lynette, the damsel that had ridden with him many wildsome ways. Then was Sir Gareth more gladder than he was tofore, and then they troth plight each other to love, and never to fail while their lives lasteth. And so they burnt both in love, that they were accorded to abate their lusts secretly. And there Dame Lyonesse counselled Sir Gareth to sleep in none other place but in the hall, and there she promised him to come to his bed a little afore midnight. This counsel was not so privily kept, but it was understood, for they were but young both, and tender of age, and had not used none such crafts before. Wherefore the damsel Lynette was a little displeased, and she thought her sister Dame Lyonesse was a little over hasty, that she might not abide the time of her marriage, and for saving their worship. She thought to abate their hot lusts, and so she let ordain by her subtle crafts that they had not their intents neither with other, as in their delights, until they were married. And so it passed on. And after supper was made clean avoidance, that every lord and lady should go unto his rest. But Sir Gareth said plainly he would go no farther than the hall, for in such places, he said, was convenient for an errant knight to take his rest in. And so there were ordained great couches, and thereon feather beds, and there laid him down to sleep. And within a while came Dame Lyonesse, wrapped in a mantle furred with ermine, and laid her down beside Sir Gareth. And therewithal he began to kiss her, and then he looked afore him, and there he perceived and saw come an armed knight with many lights about him. And this knight had a long gisarm in his hand, and made grim countenance to smite him. When Sir Gareth saw him come in that wise, he leapt out of his bed, and gat in his hand his sword, and leapt straight toward that knight. And when the knight saw Sir Gareth come so fiercely upon him, he smote him with a foin through the thick of the thigh, that the wound was a shaftman broad, and it cut too many veins and sinews. And therewithal Sir Gareth smote him upon the helm with such a buffet that he fell grovelling. Then he leapt over him and unlaced his helm, and smote off his head from the body, and then he bled so fast that he might not stand. But so he laid him down upon his bed. There he swooned and lay as he had been dead. Then Dame Lyonesse cried aloud that her brother Sir Gringamore heard, and came down, and when he saw Sir Gareth so shamefully wounded, he was sore displeased, and said, I am shamed that this noble knight is thus honoured. Sir, said Sir Gringamore, how may this be, that ye be here, and this noble knight wounded? Brother, said she, I cannot tell you, for it was not done by me, nor by mine assent. For he is my lord, and I am his, and he must be mine husband. Therefore, my brother, I will that ye wit I shame me not to be with him, nor to do him all the pleasure that I can. Sister, said Sir Gringamore, and I will that ye wit it, and Sir Gareth both, that it was never done by me, nor by my assent, that this unhappy deed was done. And there they staunched his bleeding as well they might, and great sorrow made Sir Gringamore and Dame Lyonesse. And forthwithal came Dame Lynette, and took up the head in the sight of them all, and anointed it with an ointment, whereas it was smitten off. And in the same wise she did to the other part, whereas the head stuck, and then she set it together, and stuck it as fast as ever it did. And the knight arose lightly up, and the damsel Lynette put him in her chamber. All this saw Sir Gringamore and Dame Lyonesse, and so did Sir Gareth, and well he espied that it was the damsel Lynette that rode with him through the perilous passages. Ah, well, damsel, said Sir Gareth, I weened ye would not have done as ye have done. My lord Gareth, said Lynette, all that I have done I will avow, and all that I have done shall be for your honour and worship, and to us all. And so within a while Sir Gareth was nigh whole, and waxed light and jocund, and sang and danced and gamed, and he and Dame Lyonesse were so hot in burning love that they made their covenant at the 10th night after, that she should come to his bed. Because he was wounded afore, he laid his armour and his sword nigh his bedside. So the toxic damsel is a little jealous, it seems, or overprotective, but also got something else going on, because if she can just stick some ointment on a severed head and neck, stick them together, and the knight gets up and walks to her room, there's a little bit more to our toxic damsel than we'd originally seen, huh? Alright. Come now we to Chapter 23. How the knight came again the next night, and was beheaded again, and how, at the Feast of Pentecost, all the knights that Sir Gareth had overcome came and yielded them to King Arthur. Right as she promised she came, and she was not so soon in his bed, but she espied an armed knight coming toward the bed. Therewithal she warned Sir Gareth, and lightly, through the good help of Dame Lyonesse, he was armed, and they hurtled together with great ire and malice all about the hall, and there was great light, as it had been the number of 20 torches, both before and behind, so that Sir Gareth strained him, so that his old wound brast again a-bleeding, but he was hot and courageous, and took no keep, but with his great force he struck down that knight, and voided his helm, and struck off his head. Then he hewed the head in 100 pieces, and when he had done so, he took up all those pieces, and threw them out a window into the ditches of the castle. And by this done, he was so faint that unnethes he might stand for bleeding. And by when he was almost unarmed, he fell in a deadly swoon on the floor. And then Dame Lyonesse cried so that Sir Gringamore heard. And when he came and found Sir Gareth in that plight, he made great sorrow. And there he awaked Sir Gareth, and gave him a drink that relieved him wonderly well. But the sorrow that Dame Lyonesse made there may no tongue tell, for she so fared with herself as she would have died. Right so came this damsel Lynette before them all, and she had fetched all the gobbets of the head that Sir Gareth had thrown out at a window, and there she anointed them, as she had done afore, and set them together again. Well, damsel Lynette, said Sir Gareth, I have not deserved all this despite that ye do unto me. Sir knight, she said, I have nothing done but I will avow, and all that I have done shall be to your worship and to us all. And then was Sir Gareth staunched of his bleeding, but the leeches said that there was no man that bare the life should heal him throughout of his wound, but if they healed him that caused that stroke by enchantment. So leave we Sir Gareth there with Sir Gringamore and his sisters, and turn we unto King Arthur, that at the next feast of Pentecost held his feast. And there came the Green Knight, with 50 knights, and yielded them all unto King Arthur. And so came the Red Knight, his brother, and yielded him to King Arthur, and 60 knights with him. And also there came the Blue Knight, brother to them with 100 knights, and yielded them unto King Arthur. And the Green Knight's name was Bertolope, and the Red Knight's name was Perimenes, and the Blue Knight's name was Sir Persant of Inde. These 3 brethren told King Arthur how they were overcome by a knight that a damsel had come with her, and called him Beaumains. Yes, said the king, I marvel what knight he is, and of what lineage he is come. He was with me a 12-month, and poorly and shamefully he was fostered, and Sir Kay in scorn named him Beaumains. So right as the king stood, so talking with these 3 brethren, there came Sir Launcelot de Lake, and told the king that there was come a goodly lord, with 600 knights with him. Then the king went out of Carlion, for there was the feast, and there came to him this lord, and saluted the king in a goodly manner. What will ye? Said King Arthur, and what is your errand? Sir, he said, my name is the Red Knight of the Red Lawns, but my name is Sir Ironside. Good name. And sir, wit ye well, here I am sent to you of a knight that is called Beaumains, for he won me in plain battle, hand for hand, and so did never no knight but he, that ever had the better of me this 30 winter, the which commanded to yield me to you at your will. Ye are welcome, said the king, for ye have been long a great foe to me and my court, and now I trust to God I shall so entreat you that ye shall be my friend. Sir, both I and these 500 knights shall always be at your summons to do you service as may lie in our powers. Yes, mercy, said King Arthur, I am much beholden unto that knight that hath put so his body in devoir of worship me and my court. And as to thee, Ironside, that art called the Red Knight of the Red Lawns, thou art called a perilous knight, and if thou wilt hold of me, I shall worship thee and make thee Knight of the Round Table. But then thou must be no more a murderer. Sir, as to that, I have promised unto Sir Beaumains never more to use such customs. For all the shameful customs that I used, I did at the request of a lady that I loved. And therefore I must go unto Sir Launcelot, and unto Sir Gawain, and ask them forgiveness of the evil will I had unto them. For all that I put to death was all only for the love of Sir Launcelot and of Sir Gawain. They be here now, said the king, afore thee. Now may ye say to them what ye will. And then he kneeled down unto Sir Launcelot and to Sir Gawain, and prayed them of forgiveness of his enmity that ever he had against them. All right, Chapter 24. How King Arthur pardoned them, and demanded of them where Sir Gareth was. Then goodly, they said all at once, God forgive you, and we do, and pray you that ye will tell us where we may find Sir Beaumains. Fair lords, said Sir Ironside, I cannot tell you, for it is full hard to find him. For such young knights as he is one, when they be in their adventures, be never abiding in no place. But to say the worship that the Red Knight of the Red Lawns and Sir Persant and his brother said of Beaumains, it was marvel to hear. Well, my fair lords, said King Arthur, wit you well, I shall do you honour for the love of Sir Beaumains, and as soon as ever I meet with him, I shall make you all upon one day Knights of the Table Round. And as to thee, Sir Persant of Inde, thou hast been ever called a full noble knight, and so have ever been thy 3 brethren called. But I marvel, said the king, that I hear not of the Black Knight, your brother. He was a full noble knight. Sir, said Bertolope, the Green Knight, Sir Beaumains slew him in a rencounter with his spear. His name was Sir Percard. That was great pity, said the king, and so said many knights, for these 4 brethren were full well known in the court of King Arthur for noble knights. A long time they had holden war against the knights of the Round Table. Then said Pertolope, the Green Knight, to the king, at a passage of the water of Mortes, there encountered Sir Beaumains with two brethren that ever, for the most part, kept that passage. And they were two deadly knights. And there he slew the eldest brother in the water, and smote him upon the head such a buffet that he fell down in the water, and there he was drowned. And his name was Sir Gerard le Bruce. And after he slew the other brother upon the land, his name was Sir Arnold le Bruce. Chapter 25. How the Queen of Orkney came to this feast of Pentecost, and how Sir Gawain and his brethren came to ask her blessing. So then the king and they went to meat, and were served in the best manner. And as they sat at the meat, there came in the Queen of Orkney, with ladies and knights a great number. And then Sir Gawain, Sir Agravain, and Gaheris arose, and went to her and saluted her upon their knees, and asked her blessing. For in 15 years they had not seen her. Hold on, you haven't seen your mother in 15 years? Man, go home every once in a while, please. Then she spake on high to her brother King Arthur, Where have ye done my young son Sir Gareth? He was here amongst you a 12-month, and ye made a kitchen knave of him, the which is shame to you all. Alas, where have ye done my dear son? That was my joy and bliss. Oh, dear mother, said Sir Gawain, I knew him not. Nor I, said the king, that now me repenteth. But thanked be God, he is proved a worshipful knight, as any is now living of his years, and I shall never be glad till I may find him. Ah, brother, said the queen unto King Arthur, and unto Sir Gawain, and to all her sons, ye did yourself great shame, when ye amongst you kept my son in the kitchen, and fed him like a poor hog. Fair sister, said King Arthur, ye shall right well wit, I knew him not, nor no more did Sir Gawain, nor his brethren, but sithen it is so, said the king, that he is thus gone from us all, we must shape a remedy to find him. Also, sister, meseemeth ye might have done me to wit of his coming, and then, an I had not done well to him, he might have blamed me. For when he came to this court, he came leaning upon two men's shoulders, as though he might not have gone. And then he asked me 3 gifts, and one he asked the same day. That was that I would give him meat enough that 12-month. And the other 2 gifts he asked that day a 12-month, and that was that he might have the adventure of the damsel Lynette. And the third was that Sir Launcelot should make him knight when he desired it. And so I granted him all his desire, and many in this court marveled that he desired his sustenance for a 12-month. And thereby we deemed many of us that he was not come of a noble house. Sir, said the Queen of Orkney unto King Arthur, her brother, wit ye well that I sent him unto you right well armed and horsed, and worshipfully beseen of his body, and gold and silver plenty to spend. It may be, said the king, but thereof saw we none, save that same day as he departed from us. Knights told me that there came a dwarf hither suddenly, and brought him armor and a good horse full well and richly beseen, and thereat we all had marvel from whence that riches came, that we deemed all that he was come of men of worship. Brother, said the queen, all that ye say I believe, for ever sithen he was grown he was marvellously witted, and ever he was faithful and true of his promise. But I marvel, said she, that Sir Kay did mock him and scorn him, and give him that name Beaumains. Yet Sir Kay, said the queen, named him more righteously than he weened, for I dare say, and he be alive, he is as fair-handed a man and well-disposed as any is living. Sir, said Arthur, let this language be still, and by the grace of God he shall be found, and he be within this 7 realms. And let all this pass, and be merry, for he is proved to be a man of worship, and that is my joy. Chapter 26. How King Arthur sent for the Lady Lyonesse, and how she let cry a tourney at her castle, whereas came many knights. Then said Sir Gawain and his brethren unto Arthur, Sir, an ye will give us leave, we will go and seek our brother. Nay, said Sir Launcelot, that shall ye not need. And so said Sir Baldwin of Britain, for as by our advice the king shall send unto Dame Lyonesse a messenger, and pray her that she will come to the court in all the haste that she may, and doubt ye not she will come. And then she may give you best counsel where ye shall find him. This is well said of you, said the king. So then goodly letters were made, and the messenger set forth. That night and day he went till he came unto the Castle Perilous. And then the Lady Dame Lyonesse was sent for, thereas she was with Sir Gringamore, her brother, and Sir Gareth. And when she understood this message, she bade him ride on his way unto King Arthur, and she would come after in all goodly haste. Then, when she came to Sir Gringamore and to Sir Gareth, she told them all how King Arthur had sent for her. That is because of me, said Sir Gareth. Now, advise me, said Dame Lyonesse. What shall I say, and in what matter I shall rule me? My lady and my love, said Sir Gareth, I pray you in no wise be ye a-known where I am. Well I wot my mother is there, and all my brethren, and they will take upon them to seek me. I wot well that they do. But this, madam, I would ye said and advised the king when he questioned with you of me. Then may ye say, this is your advice, that, an it like his good graces, ye will do make a cry against the feast of the Assumption of Our Lady, that what knight there proveth him best, he shall wield you and all your land. And if so be that he be a wedded man, that his wife shall have the degree, and a coronal of gold beset with stones of virtue to the value of 1,000 pound, and a white gerfalcon. So Dame Lyonesse departed, and came to King Arthur, where she was nobly received. And there she was sore questioned of the king and of the queen of Orkney, and she answered, where Sir Gareth was, she could not tell. But thus much she said unto Arthur, Sir, I will let cry a tournament that shall be done before my castle at the Assumption of Our Lady. And the cry shall be this, that you, my Lord Arthur, shall be there, and your knights, and I will purvey that my knights shall be against yours. And then I am sure ye shall hear of Sir Gareth. This is well advised, said King Arthur, and so she departed, and the king and she made great provision to that tournament. When Dame Lyonesse was come to the isle of Avilion, that was the same isle thereas her brother Sir Gringamore dwelt, then she told them all how she had done, and what promise she had made to King Arthur. Alas, said Sir Gareth, I have been so wounded with unhappiness sithen I came into this castle that I shall not be able to do at that tournament like a knight, for I was never thoroughly whole since I was hurt. Be ye of good cheer, said the damsel Lynette, for I undertake within these 15 days to make ye whole, and as lusty as ever ye were. And then she laid an ointment and a salve upon him as it pleased her, that he was never so fresh nor so lusty. Then said the damsel Lynette, Send you unto Sir Persant of Inde, and to summon him and his knights to be here with you, as they have promised. Also, that ye send unto Sir Ironside, that is the Red Knight of the Red Lawns, and charge him that he be ready with you with his whole sum of knights, and then shall ye be able to match with King Arthur and his knights. So this was done, and all knights were sent for unto the Castle Perilous. And then the Red Knight answered, and said unto Dame Lyonesse, and to Sir Gareth, Madam, and my lord Sir Gareth, ye shall understand that I have been at the court of King Arthur, and Sir Persant of Indy and his brethren, and there we have done our homage as ye commanded us. Also Sir Ironside said, I have taken upon me with Sir Persant of Indy and his brethren to hold part against my lord Launcelot and the knights of that court. And this have I done for the love of my lady Dame Lyonesse, and you, my lord Sir Gareth. Ye have done well, said Sir Gareth, but wit you well, ye shall be full sore matched with the most noble knights of the world. Therefore we must purvey us of good knights, where we may get them. That is well said, said Sir Persant, and worshipfully. And so the cry was made in England, Wales, and Scotland, Ireland, Cornwall, and in all the out isles, and in Brittany, and in many countries, that at the feast of Our Lady, the Assumption, next coming, men should come to the Castle Perilous, beside the Isle of Avilion. And there all the knights that there came should have the choice, whether them list to be the one party with the knights of the castle, or on the other party with King Arthur. And 2 months was to the day that the tournament should be. And so there came many good knights that were at their large, and held them for the most part against King Arthur and his knights of the Round Table, and came in the side of them of the castle. For Sir Epinegris was the first, and he was the king's son of Northumberland, and Sir Palamedes, the Saracen, was another, and Sir Saphir, his brother, and Sir Segwarides, his brother, but they were christened, and Sir Melagrin, another, and Sir Brian de la Isles, a noble knight, and Sir Grummerson, okay, a good knight of Scotland, and Sir Carados of the Dolorous Tower, a noble knight, and Sir Turquine, his brother, Sir Arnold, and Sir Gauter, and 2 brethren, good knights of Cornwall. There came Sir Tristram de Lyonesse, and with him Sir Dinas, the seneschal, and Sir Sadoc. But this Sir Tristram was not at that time knight of the Table Round, but he was one of the best knights of the world. And so all these noble knights accompanied them with the lady of the castle, and with the Red Knight of the Red Lawns. But as for Sir Gareth, he would not take upon him more but as other mean knights. Chapter 27. How King Arthur went to the tournament with his knights, and how the lady received him worshipfully, and how the knights encountered. Yeah, that's I wonder if Sir Thomas Malory may have something against the Scots, because that sort of naming scheme, that's something. And then there came with King Arthur Sir Gawain, Agravain, Gaheris, his brethren, and then his nephews, Sir Uwaine le Blanchemain, and Sir Aglovale, Sir Tor, Sir Percival de Galis, and Sir Lamorak de Galis. Then came Sir Launcelot de Lake, with his brethren, nephews and cousins, as Sir Lionel, Sir Ector de Merry, Sir Bors de Ganis, and Sir Galihudin, and Sir Galihud, and many more of Sir Launcelot's blood, and Sir Dinadan, Sir Lacourt Meltail, his brother, a good knight, and Sir Sagramore, a good knight, and all the most part of the Round Table. Also there came with King Arthur these knights: the King of Ireland, King Aguisance, and the King of Scotland, King Carados, and King Uriens of the land of Gore, and King Bagdemagus, and his son Meliaganus, and Sir Galahalt, the noble prince. All these kings, princes, and earls, barons, and other noble knights, as Sir Brandil, Sir Uwaine le Avator, Sir Kay, Sir Bedivere, Sir Meliot de Logre, Sir Petipas of Winchester, Sir Godalake, and all these came with King Arthur, and more that cannot be rehearsed. Oh, so you make the cutoff there. After making me go through all the names, you're just like, oh yeah, and there's a lot more. Thanks, Sir Thomas Malory. Now leave we of these kings and knights, and let us speak of the great array that was made within the castle, and about the castle for both parties. The lady Dame Lyonesse ordained great array upon her part for her noble knights, for all manner of lodging and victual that came by land and by water, that were there lacked nothing for her party, nor for the other. But there was plenty to be had for gold and silver for King Arthur and his knights. And then there came the harbingers from King Arthur for to harbour him, and his kings, dukes, earls, barons, and knights. And then Sir Gareth prayed Dame Lyonesse, and the Red Knight of the Red Lawns, and Sir Persant and his brother, and Sir Gringamore, that in no wise there should none of them tell not his name, and make no more of him than of the least knight that there was. For he said, I will not be known of neither more nor less, neither at the beginning, neither at the ending. Then Dame Lyonesse said unto Sir Gareth, Sir, I will lend you a ring, but I would pray you, as you love me heartily, let me have it again when the tournament is done. For that ring increaseth my beauty much more than it is of himself. And the virtue of my ring is that is green, it will turn to red, and that is red, it will turn in likeness to green. And that is blue, it will turn likeness of white, and that is white, it will turn in likeness to blue. And so it will do of all manner of colors. And also, who that beareth my ring shall lose no blood, for great love I will give you this ring. Gramercy, said Sir Gareth, mine own lady, for this ring is passing meet to me, for it will turn all manner of likeness that I am in, and that shall cause me that I shall not be known. Then Sir Gringamore gave Sir Gareth a big courser that was a passing good horse, and also he gave him good armour and sure, and a noble sword that sometime Sir Gringamore's father won upon a heathen tyrant. And so thus every knight made him ready to that tournament. And King Arthur was come 2 days before the Assumption of Our Lady, and there was all manner of royalty, of all minstrelsy that might be found. Also there came Queen Guinevere, and the Queen of Orkney, Sir Gareth's mother. Alright, so Gareth just randomly gets a ring that inverts colors and prevents blood loss. I'm just waiting for a colorblind knight to be like, hey, it's Gareth! It's like, to get the inversion, he's just like, I don't see anything different. What's going on? And upon the Assumption Day, when mass and mountains were done, there were heralds with trumpets commanded to blow to the field, and so there came out Sir Epinogris, the king's son of Northumberland, from the castle, and there encountered with him Sir Sagramore le Desirous. And either of them brake their spears to their hands, and then came in Sir Palomides out of the castle, and there encountered with him Gawain, and either of them smote others so hard that both the good knights and their horses fell to the earth. And then knights of either party rescued their knights, and then came in Sir Saphir and Sir Segwarides, brethren to Sir Palomides, and there encountered Sir Agravaine with Sir Saphir, and Sir Gaheris encountered with Sir Segwarides. So Sir Saphir smote down Agravaine, Sir Gawain's brother, and Sir Segwarides, Sir Saphir's brother, and Sir Meligrine, a knight of the castle, encountered with Sir Uwaine le Blachemes. And there Sir Uwaine gave Sir Meligrine a fall, that had he almost broke his neck. This is going to be a few chapters in sequence of just going over tournaments. If you remember very early on, when in the War of the 11 Kings, it's like, oh, he smote him down and his horse, and then he got another horse. He smote down this other guy and his horse, and then he got another horse. This is probably going to be a lot of that, so bear with me here. Chapter 28. how the knights bare them in the battle. Then Sir Brian de Lisle and Grumor Grummersome, knights of the castle, encountered with Sir Aglovale, and Sir Tor smote down Sir Grumor Grummersome. He just has to say the entire name every time. It's always Sir Grumor Grummersome. Never just Sir Grumor or Sir Grummersome. It's always Sir Grumor Grummersome. Then came in Sir Carados of the Dolorous Tower, and Sir Turquine, knights of the castle, and there encountered with them Sir Percival de Galy, and Sir Lamorak de Galy, and that were two brethren. And there encountered Sir Percival with Sir Carados, and either brake their spears unto their hands, and then Sir Turquine with Sir Lamorak, and either of them smote down other's horse, and all to the earth. And either parties rescued other, and horsed them again. And Sir Arnold and Sir Gauter, knights of the castle, encountered with Sir Brandil and Sir Kay, and these four knights encountered mightily, and brake their spears to their hands. Then came in Sir Tristram, Sir Sadok, and Sir Dinas, knights of the castle, and there encountered Sir Tristram with Sir Bedivere, and there Sir Bedivere was smitten to the earth, both horse and man. And Sir Sadok encountered with Sir Petipes, and there Sir Sadok was overthrown. And there Uwaine le Avotre smote down Sir Dinas, the seneschal. Then came in Sir Persant of Inde, a knight of the castle, and there encountered with him Sir Lancelot de Lake, and there he smote Sir Persant, horse and man, to the earth. And there came Sir Pertolope from the castle, and there encountered with him Sir Lionel, and there Sir Pertolope the Green Knight smote down Sir Lionel, brother to Sir Lancelot. All this was marked by noble heralds, who bare him best, and their names. And then came into the field Sir Perimedes, the Red Knight, Sir Persant's brother. That was a knight of the castle, and he encountered with Sir Ector de Maris, and either smote other so hard that both their horses and they fell to the earth. And then came in the Red Knight of the Red Lawns, and Sir Gareth from the castle, and there encountered with them Sir Bors de Ganis, and Sir Bloberus. And there the Red Knight and Sir Bors either smote others so hard that their spears brast, and their horses fell grovelling to the earth. Then Sir Bloberus brake his spear upon Sir Gareth, but of that stroke Sir Bloberus fell to the earth. When Sir Galihodin saw that, he bade Sir Gareth keep him, and Sir Gareth smote him to the earth. Then Sir Galahad got a spear to revenge his brother, and in the same wise Sir Gareth served him. And Sir Dinadan and his brother, La Cote Maltail, and Sir Sagramore le Desirous, and Sir Dodinus le Savage, all these he bare down with one spear. When King Agwisance of Ireland saw Sir Gareth fare so, he marvelled what he might be that one time seemed green, and another time, at his again coming, he seemed blue. And thus at every course that he rode to and fro, he changed his colour, and that there might neither king nor knight have ready cognizance of him. Then Sir Agwisance, the King of Ireland, encountered with Sir Gareth, and there Sir Gareth smote him from his horse, saddle and all. Then came King Carados of Scotland, and Sir Gareth smote him down, horse and man, and in the same wise he served King Uriens of the land of Gore. And then came in Sir Bagdemagus, and Sir Gareth smote him down, horse and man, to the earth. And Bagdemagus' son Meliganus brake a spear upon Sir Gareth mightily and knightly. And then Sir Galahalt, the noble prince, cried on high, Knight with the many colours, well hast thou jousted. Now make thee ready, that I may joust with thee. Sir Gareth heard him, and he gat a great spear, and so they encountered together. And there the prince brake his spear, but Sir Gareth smote him upon the left side of the helm, that he reeled here and there, and he had fallen down had not his men recovered him. So God help me, said King Arthur, that same knight with the many colours is a good knight. Wherefore the king called unto him Sir Lancelot, and prayed him to encounter with that knight. Sir, said Lancelot, I may well find in my heart for to forbear him, as at this time, for he hath had travail enough this day. And when a good knight doth so well upon some day, it is no good knight's part to let him of his worship. And namely, when he seeth a knight hath done so great labour, for peradventure, said Sir Launcelot, his quarrel is here this day, and peradventure he is best beloved with this lady of all that be here. For I see well he painteth him, and enforceth him to do great deeds. And therefore, said Sir Launcelot, as for me, this day he shall have the honour. Though it lay in my power to put it from him, I would not. Alright, so Lancelot is just like, alright, he's had a busy day. He's doing good. I don't want to ruin it. I could take him. I could totally take him, but not right now. That works. Alright, Chapter 29. Yet of the said tournament. Then, when this was done, there was drawing of swords, and then there again began a sword tournament, and there did Sir Lamorak marvellous deeds of arms, and betwixt Sir Lamorak and Sir Ironside, that was the knight of the Red Lawns, there was a strong battle. And betwixt Sir Palomides and Bloberus there was a strong battle, and Sir Gawain and Sir Tristram met, and there Sir Gawain had the worse, for he pulled Sir Gawain from his horse, and there he was long upon foot and defouled. Then came in Sir Launcelot, and he smote Sir Turquine, and he him, and then Sir Carados his brother, and both at once they assailed him. And he, as the most noblest knight of the world, worshipfully fought with them both, that all men wondered of the noblesse of Sir Launcelot. And then came in Sir Gareth, and knew that it was Sir Launcelot that fought with the two perilous knights. And then Sir Gareth came with his good horse, and hurtled them in sunder, and no stroke would he smite Sir Launcelot. That espied Sir Launcelot, and deemed it should be the good knight Sir Gareth. And then Sir Gareth rode here and there, and smote on the right hand and on the left hand, and all the folk might well espy where that he rode. And by fortune he met with his brother Gawain, and there he put Sir Gawain to the worse, for he put off his helm, and so he served 5 or 6 knights of the right round table, that all men said he put him in the most pain, and best he did his devoir. When Sir Tristram beheld him how he first jousted and after fought so well with a sword, then he rode unto Sir Ironside and to Sir Persant of Inde, and asked them by their faith what manner a knight is yonder knight that seemeth in so many diverse colours. Truly, meseemeth, said Tristram, that he putteth himself in great pain, for he never ceaseth. Wot ye not what he is? Said Sir Ironside. No, said Sir Tristram. Then shall ye know that this is he that loveth the lady of the castle, and she him again. And this is he that won me when I besieged the lady of this castle. And this is he that won Sir Persant of Inde and his 3 brethren. What is his name? Said Sir Tristram. And of what blood is he come? He was called in the court of King Arthur Beaumains, but his right name is Sir Gareth of Orkney, brother to Sir Gawain. By my head, said Sir Tristram, he is a good knight, and a big man of arms. And if he be young, he shall prove a full noble knight. He is but a child, they all said, and of Sir Launcelot he was made knight. Therefore he is mickle the better, said Tristram. And then Sir Tristram, Sir Ironside, Sir Persant, and his brother rode together for to help Sir Gareth. And then there were given many strong strokes. And then Sir Gareth rode out on the one side to amend his helm. And then said his dwarf, Take me your ring, that ye lose it not while that ye drink. And so, when he had drunk, he got on his helm, and eagerly took his horse and rode into the field, and left his ring with his dwarf. And the dwarf was glad the ring was from him, for then he wist well that he should be known. And then when Sir Gareth was in the field, all folks saw him well and plainly, that he was in yellow colours. And there he raced off helms and pulled down knights, that King Arthur had marvel what knight he was. For the king saw by his hair that it was the same knight. dwarf's up to no good. Well, it's for the good, but up to some mischief to out Sir Gareth. Alright, chapter 30. How Sir Gareth was espied by the heralds, and how he escaped out of the field. But before he was in so many colors, and now he is but in one color, that is yellow. Now go, said King Arthur unto divers heralds, and ride about him, and espy what manner knight he is. For I have spared of many knights this day, that be upon his party, and all they know him not. And so a herald rode nigh to Gareth as he could, and there he saw written about his helm in gold, This helm is Sir Gareth of Orkney. Then the herald cried as he were wood, and many heralds with him, This is Sir Gareth of Orkney in the yellow arms, that by all kings and knights of Arthur's beheld him and waited, and then they pressed all to behold him. And ever the heralds cried, This is Sir Gareth of Orkney, King Lot's son. And when Sir Gareth espied that he was discovered, then he doubled his strokes, and smote down Sir Sagramore and his brother Sir Gawain. O brother, said Sir Gawain, I weened ye would not have stricken me. So when he heard him say so, he thrang here and there. And so with great pain he gat out of the press, and there he met with his dwarf. O boy, said Sir Gareth, thou hast beguiled me foul this day, that thou kept my ring. Give it me anon again, that I may hide my body withal. And so he took it him. And then they all wist not where he was become, and Sir Gawain had in manner espied where Sir Gareth rode. And then he rode after with all his might that espied Sir Gareth, and rode lightly into the forest, that Sir Gawain wist not where he was become. And when Sir Gareth wist that Sir Gawain was past, he asked the dwarf of best counsel. Sir, said the dwarf, meseemeth it were best, now that ye are escaped from spying, that ye send my lady Dame Lyonesse her ring. It is well advised, said Sir Gareth. Now have it here, and bear it to her, and say that I recommend me unto her good grace. And say her, I will come when I may, and I pray her to be true and faithful to me, as I will be to her. Sir, said the dwarf, it shall be done as ye command. And so he rode his way, and did his errand unto the lady. Then she said, Where is my knight, Sir Gareth? Madam, said the dwarf, he bade me say that he would not be long from you. And so lightly the dwarf came again unto Sir Gareth, that would full fain have had a lodging, for he had need to be reposed. And then fell there a thunder and a rain, as heaven and earth should go together. And Sir Gareth was not a little weary, for of all that day he had but little rest, neither his horse nor he. So this Sir Gareth rode so long in that forest until the night came, and ever it lightened and thundered, as if it had been wood. At the last, by fortune, he came to a castle, and there he heard the waits upon the walls. Chapter 31. How Sir Gareth came to a castle where he was well lodged, and he jousted with a knight and slew him. Alright, so Gareth is tired, so he leaves the tournament into the forest, finds a castle, and is just like, time for another adventure. Then Sir Gareth rode unto the barbican of the castle, and prayed the porter fair to let him into the castle. The porter answered ungoodly again, and said, Thou gettest no lodging here. Fair sir, say not so, for I am a knight of King Arthur's, and pray the lord or the lady of this castle to give me harbour, for the love of King Arthur. Then the porter went unto the duchess, and told her how there was a knight of King Arthur's would have harbour. Let him in, said the duchess, for I will see that knight, and for King Arthur's sake he shall not be harbourless. Then she yode up into a tower over the gate, with great torchlight. When Sir Gareth saw that torchlight, he cried on high, Whether thou be lord or lady, giant or champion, I take no force, so that I may have harbour this night. And if it so be that I must needs fight, spare me not to morn, when I have rested me, for both I and mine horse be weary. Sir knight, said the lady, thou speakest knightly and boldly. But wit thou well the lord of this castle loveth not King Arthur, nor none of his court. For my lord hath ever been against him, and therefore thou were better not to come within this castle. For when thou come in this night, thou must come in under such form, that wheresoever thou meet my lord, by sty or by street, thou must yield thee to him as prisoner. Madam, said Sir Gareth, what is your lord, and what is his name? Sir, my lord's name is the Duke de la Rose. Well, madam, said Sir Gareth, I shall promise you, in what place I meet your lord, I shall yield me unto him, and to his good grace. With that I understand he will do me no harm, and if I understand that he will, I will release myself, and I can with my spear or my sword. Ye say well, said the Duchess, and then she let the drawbridge down. And so he rode into the hall, and there he alighted, and his horse was led into his stable. And in the hall he unarmed him, and said, Madam, I will not out of this hall this night, and when it is daylight, let's see who will have ado with me. He shall find me ready. And then he was set unto supper, and had many good dishes. Then Sir Gareth list well to eat, and nightly he ate his meat, and eagerly. There was many a fair lady by him, and some said they never saw a goodlier man, nor so well of eating. Then they made him passing good cheer, and shortly when he had supped his bed was made there. So he rested him all night. And on the morn he heard mass, and brake his fast, and took his leave at the Duchess, and at them all, and thanked her goodly for her lodging, and of his good cheer, and then she asked him his name. Madam, he said, truly my name is Gareth of Orkney, and some men call me Beaumains. Then knew she well it was the same knight that fought for Dame Lyonesse. So Sir Gareth departed, and rode up into a mountain, and there met him a knight. His name was Sir Bendelaine, and said to Sir Gareth, Thou shalt not pass this way, for either thou shalt joust with me, or else be my prisoner. Then will I joust, said Sir Gareth. And so they let their horses run, and there Sir Gareth smote him throughout the body. And Sir Bendelaine rode forth to his castle there beside, and there died. So Sir Gareth would have rested him, and then came riding to Bendelaine's castle. And his knights and servants espied that it was he that had slain their lord. Then they armed 20 good men, and came out and assailed Sir Gareth. And so he had no spear, but his sword, and put his shield afore him. There they brake their spears upon him, and they assailed him passingly sore. But ever Sir Gareth defended him as a knight. All right, let's see. There probably how much more is in this book? We finish this one before we go to break. This one is no, not that one. 7. We were at. Oh no, there's like 5 or 6 chapters left here. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, alright, let's go ahead and take a quick break here. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I need to top up my drink, check up on the cats. As always, they are being suspiciously quiet. So I'll make sure that everything's alright there, and we'll be back in just a few minutes to see more of Sir Gareth's adventures. Whether he ever actually comes back to this tournament or not that he asked them to hold. Him just wandering off is weird, alright? Alright, we'll be back in just a little bit. Thanks, guys. All right, we are back. Let's go ahead and get off our load or in between screen there. Filler arc. You know what? That makes sense. Yeah, we just need a little bit of a refresher, some time in between. Gotta keep things fresh, right? Okay, let's go ahead and get back to it then. Let's get through this filler arc, and we should be able to get through the end of Gareth's book tonight. We're actually, in this volume 1, there are 2 books after this one. But we're still not quite at 60% of the way through this book, so these last 2 are meaty. That is for sure. I guess there is a glossary at the end, probably, that goes over all of the knights with some accreditation, so it may not be quite that long. So with as many names come up here as there are, I bet the glossary is hefty. Oh, hi, Simba. Yes, hello. Don't spill my wine glass, please. Indeed. Man, that's got some of the worst filler ever, too, doesn't it? Alright, let's get back to it then. So we've got chapter 32. How Sir Gareth fought with a knight that held within his castle 30 ladies, and how he slew him. Okay, so rescuing one damsel in distress isn't enough. Maybe even 2, not enough. 30. I think Gareth is about jumping the shark here. So when they saw that they might not overcome him, they rode from him, and took their counsel to slay his horse. So they came in upon Sir Gareth, and with spears they slew his horse. And then they assailed him hard. When he was on foot, there was none that he fought, but he gave him such a buffet that he did never recover. So he slew them one by one, till they were but 4, and there they fled. And Sir Gareth took a good horse that was one of theirs, and rode his way. And then he rode a great pace, till that he came to a castle. And there he heard much mourning of ladies and gentlewomen. So there came by him a page. "What noise is this," said Sir Gareth, "that I hear within this castle?" "Sir Knight," said the page, "here be within this castle 30 ladies, and all they be widows. For here is a knight that waiteth daily upon this castle, and his name is the Brown Knight without pity, and he is the perilousest knight that now liveth. And therefore, sir," said the page, "I rede you flee." "Nay," said Sir Gareth, "I will not flee, though thou be afeard of him." And then the page saw that where came the Brown Knight. "Lo," said the page, "yonder he cometh." "Let me deal with him," said Sir Gareth. And when either of other had a sight, they let their horses run. And the Brown Knight brake his spear, and Sir Gareth smote him throughout the body, that he overthrew him to the ground stark dead. And so Sir Gareth rode into the castle, and prayed the ladies that he might repose him. "Alas," said the ladies, "ye may not be lodged here." "Make him good cheer," said the page, "for this knight hath slain your enemy." Then they all made him good cheer, as lay in their power. But wit ye well, they made him good cheer, for they might none otherwise do, for they were but poor. And you know what? Shonen jokes are rather pertinent for this. I think we mentioned in one of the earlier readings that this very much reads like a shonen anime, but medieval Europe. There's yesterday's foes become today's friends. Fight until you're friends. There's, forgiveness for nothing. There's random filler arcs in the middle of ongoing stories. It keeps giving. Random magic stuff. So, it's not inappropriate comparison. And so on the morn he went to mass, and there he saw the 30 ladies kneel, and lay grovelling upon diverse tombs, making great dole and sorrow. Then Sir Gareth wist well that in the tombs lay their lords. Fair ladies, said Sir Gareth, ye must at the next feast of Pentecost be at the court of King Arthur, and say that I, Sir Gareth, sent you thither. We shall do this, said the ladies. So he departed, and by fortune he came to a mountain. And there he found a goodly knight that bade him, Abide, Sir Knight, and joust with me. What are ye? Said Sir Gareth. My name is, said he, the Duke de la Rose. Ah, sir, you are the same knight that I lodged once in your castle, and there I made promise unto your lady that I should yield me unto you. Ah, ha, ha, said the Duke, art thou that proud knight that preferrest to fight with my knights? Therefore make thee ready, for I will have ado with you. So they let their horses run, and there Sir Gareth smote the Duke down from his horse. But the Duke lightly avoided his horse, and dressed his shield and drew his sword, and bade Sir Gareth alight and fight with him. So he did alight, and they did great battle together more than an hour, and either hurt full sore. At the last, Sir Gareth gat the Duke to the earth, and would have slain him, and then he yielded to him. Then must ye go, said Sir Gareth, unto Sir Arthur my lord at the next feast, and say that I, Sir Gareth of Orkney, sent you unto him. It shall be done, said the Duke, and I will do to you homage and fealty, with 100 knights with me, and all the days of my life to do you service, where ye will command me. See, shonen, Gareth's just out there collecting friends. Beats one, and all of their posse are like, hey, we're with this guy now. Gareth is a shonen protagonist. That or Kiryu. Alright, chapter 33. How Sir Gareth and Sir Gawain fought each against other, and how they knew each other by the damsel Lynette. So the Duke departed, and Sir Gareth stood there alone, and there he saw an armed knight coming toward him. And then Sir Gareth took the Duke's shield and mounted upon horseback. And so, without biding, they ran together, as it had been the thunder. And there that knight hurt Sir Gareth under the side with his spear. And then they alighted, and drew their swords, and gave great strokes, that the blood trailed to the ground. And so they fought 2 hours. Now that you mention the Holy Grail, it's really strange that we've gotten this far, and the only mention of the Grail so far has been a few offhanded comments about the Sangreal. Like, we're more than half, almost 2/3 through the book, and it's just been passing mention. So it's gotta be like the entire end is the quest for the Grail. It's gotta be. Unless that's like volume 2 of Le Morte d'Arthur. But I don't know, it just seems strange that it hasn't really come up into precedence yet, for as tightly associated as the quest for the Grail and the Knights of the Round Table. At the last, there came the damsel Lynette, that some men called the damsel Savage. Yeah, she is savage. And she came riding upon an ambling mule, and there she cried all on high, Sir Gawain, leave thy fighting with thy brother Sir Gareth. And when he heard her say so, he threw away his shield and his sword, and ran to Sir Gareth, and took him in his arms, and sithen kneeled down, and asked him mercy. What are ye, said Sir Gareth, that right now were so strong and so mighty, and now so suddenly yield you to me? Oh, Gareth, I am your brother, Sir Gawain, and that for your sake have had great sorrow and labor. Then Sir Gareth unlaced his helm, and kneeled down to him, and asked him mercy. And then they rose both, and embraced other in their arms, and wept a great while, or they might speak. And either of them gave other the prize of the battle, and there were many kind words between them. Alas, my fair brother, said Sir Gawain, purdy, I owe of right to worship you, and ye were not my brother, for ye have worshipped King Arthur and all his court. For ye have sent me more worshipful knights this 12-month than 6 the best of the Round Table have done, except Sir Launcelot. Then came the damsel Savage, that was Lady Lynette, and that rode with Sir Gareth so long, and there she did staunch Sir Gareth's wounds and Sir Gawaine's. Now, what will ye do? Said the damsel Savage. Meseemeth that it were well done that Arthur had witting of you both, for your horses are so bruised that they may not bear. Now, fair damsel, said Sir Gawaine, I pray you ride unto my lord, mine uncle, King Arthur, and tell him what adventure is to me betide here. And I suppose he will not tarry long. Then she took her mule, and lightly she came to King Arthur, that was but 2 miles thence. And when she had told him tidings, the king bade get him a palfrey, and when he was upon his back, he bade the lords and ladies come after, who that would, and there was saddling and bridling of queen's horses and princes' horses, and well was him that soonest might be ready. So when the king came there as they were, he saw Sir Gawaine and Sir Gareth sit upon a little hillside, and then the king avoided his horse, and when he came nigh Sir Gareth, he would have spoken, but he might not, and therewith he sank down in a swoon for gladness. And so they stert unto their uncle, and required him of his good grace to be of good comfort. Wit ye well the king made great joy, and many a piteous complaint he made to Sir Gareth, and ever he wept as he had been a child. And with that came his mother, the Queen of Orkney, Dame Morgause. And when she saw Sir Gareth readily in the visage, she might not weep, but suddenly fell down in a swoon, and lay there a great while, like as she had been dead. And then Sir Gareth comforted his mother in such wise that she recovered and made good cheer. And then the king commanded all manner of knights that were under his obeisance should make their lodging right there for the love of his nephews. And so it was done, and all manner of purveyance purveyed, that there lacked nothing that might be gotten of tame nor wild for gold or silver. And then by the means of the damsel Savage, Sir Gawaine and Sir Gareth were healed of their wounds, and there they sojourned 8 days. Then King Arthur unto the damsel Savage, I marvel that your sister, Dame Lyonesse, cometh not here to me, and in especial that she cometh not to visit her knight, my nephew Sir Gareth, that hath had so much travail for her love. My lord, said the damsel Lynette, ye must of your good grace hold her excused. She knoweth not that my lord Sir Gareth is here. Go then for her, said King Arthur, that we may be appointed what is best to be done, according to the pleasure of my nephew. Sir, said the damsel, that shall be done. And so she rode unto her sister, and as lightly as she might, she made her reply. And she came on the morn with her brother, Sir Gringamore, and with her 40 knights. And so, when she was come, she had all the cheer that might be done, both of the king and of many other kings and queens. I have to say, the damsel Savage is a pretty boss name for our little toxic maiden. Chapter 34. How Sir Gareth acknowledged that they loved each other to King Arthur, and of the appointment of their wedding. And among all these ladies, she was named the fairest and peerless. Then when Sir Gawaine saw her, there was many a goodly look and goodly words, that all men of worship had joy to behold them. Then came King Arthur, and many other kings, and Dame Guinevere, and the Queen of Orkney. And there the king asked his nephew, Sir Gareth, whether he would have that lady as paramour, or to have her to his wife. My lord, wit you well that I love her above all ladies living. Now, fair lady, said King Arthur, what say ye? Most noble king, said Dame Lyonesse, wit you well that my lord Sir Gareth is to me more lifer to have and wield as my husband than any king or prince that is christened. And if I may not have him, I promise you I will never have none. For my lord Arthur, said Dame Lyonesse, wit ye well he is my first love, and he shall be the last. And if ye will suffer him to have his will and free choice, I dare say he will have me. That is truth, said Sir Gareth, and I have not you, and wield not you as my wife, there shall never lady nor gentlewoman rejoice me. What, nephew, said the king, is the wind in that door? For wit ye well, I would not, for the stint of my crown, to be causer to withdraw your hearts. And wit ye well, ye cannot love so well, but I shall rather increase it than distress it. And also, ye shall have my love, and my lordship, in the uttermost wise that may lie in my power. And in the same wise, said Sir Gareth's mother. Then was made a provision for the day of marriage, and by the king's advice it was provided that it should be at Michaelmas following, at King Kenadon by the seaside, for there is a plentiful country. And so it was cried in all the places through the realm, and that Sir Gareth sent his summons to all these knights and ladies that he had won in battle tofore, that they should be at his day of marriage at King Kenadon by the sands. And then Dame Lyonesse and the damsel Lynette with Sir Gringamore rode to their castle, and a goodly and a rich ring she gave to Sir Gareth, and he gave her another. And King Arthur gave her a rich pair of gold, and so she departed. And King Arthur and his fellowship rode toward King Kenadon, and Sir Gareth brought his lady on the way, and came to the king again and rode with him. Lord, the great cheer that Sir Launcelot made of Sir Gareth and he of him, for there was never no knight that Sir Gareth loved so well as he did Sir Launcelot. And ever, for the most part, he would be in Sir Launcelot's company, for after Sir Gareth had espied Sir Gawaine's conditions, he withdrew himself from his brother, Sir Gawaine's fellowship, for he was vengeable, and where he hated, he would be avenged with murder, and that hated Sir Gareth. Damn! Gareth saw through Gawaine right away. Like, oh. Bromance ended with Gawaine, bromance begun with Lancelot. Chapter 35 of the Great Royalty, and what officers were made at the feast of the wedding, and of the jousts of the feast. So it drew fast to Michaelmas, and thither came Dame Lyonesse, the lady of the Castle Perilous, and her sister, Dame Lynette, with Sir Gringamore, her brother, with them, for he had the conduct of these ladies. And there they were lodged at the device of King Arthur. And upon Michaelmas day, the Bishop of Canterbury made the wedding betwixt Sir Gareth and the Lady Lyonesse, with great solemnity. And King Arthur made Gaheris to wed the damsel Savage, that was Dame Lynette. And King Arthur made Sir Agravaine to wed Dame Lyonesse's niece, a fair lady, her name was Dame Laurel. And so, when this solemnization was done, then came in the Green Knight, Sir Pertolope, with 30 knights, and there he did homage and fealty to Sir Gareth, and these knights to hold of him for evermore. Also, Sir Pertolope said, I pray you, that at this feast I may be your chamberlain. With a good will, said Sir Gareth, sith it liketh you to take so simple an office. Then came in the Red Knight, with 60 knights with him, and did to Sir Gareth homage and fealty, and all those knights to hold of him for evermore. And then this Sir Perimedes prayed Sir Gareth to grant him to be his chief butler at that high feast. I will well, said Sir Gareth, that ye have this office, and it were better. Then came Sir Persant of Inde, with 100 knights with him, and there he did homage and fealty, and all his knights should do him service, and hold their lands of him forever. And there he prayed Sir Gareth to make him his sewer chief at the feast. I will well, said Sir Gareth, that ye have it, and it were better. Then came the Duke de la Rose, with 100 knights with him, and there he did homage, and he prayed, and fealty to Sir Gareth, so to hold their lands of him forever. And he required Sir Gareth that he might serve him of the wine that day of the feast. I will well, said Sir Gareth, and it were better. Then came in the Red Knight of the Red Lawns, that was Sir Ironside, and he brought with him 300 knights, and there he did homage and fealty, and all these knights to hold their lands of him forever. And then he asked Sir Gareth to be his carver. I will well, said Sir Gareth, and it please you. Then came into the court 30 ladies, and all they seemed widows, and those 30 ladies brought with them many fair gentlewomen. And all they kneeled down at once unto King Arthur and unto Sir Gareth, and there all those ladies told the king how Sir Gareth had delivered them from the Dolorous Tower, and slew the Brown Knight without pity. And therefore we and our heirs for evermore will do homage unto Sir Gareth of Orkney. So then the kings and queens, princes and earls, barons, and many bold knights went unto meat. And well may ye wit, there were all manner of meat plenteously, all manner of revels and games, with all manner of minstrelsy that was used in those days. Also there was great jousts 3 days, but the king would not suffer Sir Gareth to joust, because of his new bride. For, as the French book saith, that Dame Lyonesse desired of the king that none that were wedded should joust at that feast. So the first day there jousted Sir Lamorak de Galis, for he overthrew 30 knights and did passing marvellously deeds of arms. And then King Arthur made Sir Persant and his 2 brethren knights of the Round Table to their lives' end, and gave them great lands. Also the second day there jousted Tristram Best, and he overthrew 40 knights, and did their marvellous deeds of arms. And there King Arthur made Ironside, that was the Red Knight of the Red Lawns, a knight of the Table Round to his life's end, and gave him great lands. The third day there jousted Sir Launcelot de Lake, and he overthrew 50 knights, and did marvellous deeds of arms, that all men wondered on him. And there King Arthur made the Duke de la Rowse a knight of the Round Table to his life's end, and gave him great lands to spend. But when these jousts were done, Sir Lamorak and Sir Tristram departed suddenly, and would not be known, for the which King Arthur and all the court were sore displeased. So they held the court 40 days with great solemnity, and this Sir Gareth was a noble knight, and a well-ruled and fair-languaged. Thus endeth this tale of Sir Gareth of Orkney, that wedded Dame Lyonesse of the Castle Perilous, and also Sir Gaheris wedded her sister, Dame Lynette, that was called the Damsel Savage. And Sir Agravaine wedded Dame Laurel, a fair lady in great and mighty lands with great riches gave with them King Arthur, that royally they might live till their lives' end. Here followeth the 8th book, the which is the first book of Tristram de Lyonesse, and who was his father and his mother, and how he was born and fostered, and how he was made knight. All right, so we've got the end of Gareth's tale so far, and how he had his start and rise to wonder and power and honor. Got his wife that, as we talked about yesterday, that was all kind of awkward how that played out, where he very much pulled a white knight, like, oh, I saved you, you gotta love me now. And then she's like, oh, but you gotta prove yourself. And neither of them were really on the up and up there. Let's be real here. But it all worked out, I guess. So they're hopefully happy together forevermore. All right, so let's continue now, because now we're going to see something of Sir Tristram, which he's been mentioned here and there, counted among the 3 greatest knights to ever knight. Knights to ever knight. Anyway, one of the very best to ever ride a horse. But not really much more has been told of him so far. It's all just been, oh, he's one of the best, or oh, he beat this guy, but not how, or where he was from, or what he was doing. So, it's about time we find out. So, let's get through a couple more chapters tonight. We've got about a little less than half an hour left to us tonight, so we should be able to get through the first few chapters of Sir Tristram's story. Let's look ahead real quick, too. So as I had mentioned, there are only 2 books left in this. Book 8 and Book 9. And, oh, okay, yeah, there's 40 chapters in this one. So we've got quite a lot of Sir Tristram's story to get through. And then the last one is just about equally long. Oh boy. And I do think, just from looking at these chapter titles, this Volume 1 is not going to contain the quest for the Grail. At least, so far as I can tell. So that may be the Volume 2 there. Because, yeah, there's the glossary is only at about the 90% mark. So there's 2 full-well stories that we need to get through yet. But there's a lot more to Arthur's legend than is in this book. So we're going to need to make another series at a later date of, I presume, Volume 2. Well, now I need to look. I wonder if Volume 2 is available. Oh, yeah, okay. Volume 2 from Sir Thomas Malory. That is... You know, I'm just going to go ahead and download that now, so we've got it. We won't be reading it next, because this is a lot all done very close together. But it's good to be prepared, because we'll definitely want to return to this. We're invested. It's not like you can watch Naruto and then not watch Shippuden. Come on. That's just wrong. It's the same thing. It's the same thing! Alright, I'm just moving my resources around. I've got a directory that I store my books in. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's get through a couple more chapters tonight. We've had a little bit of a yap, and so we return now to Book 8, Chapter 1. How Sir Tristram de Lyonesse was born, and how his mother died at his birth. Wherefore she named him Tristram. It was a king that hight Meliodas, and he was lord and king of the country of Lyonesse. And this Meliodas was a likely knight as any that was that time living, and by fortune he wedded King Mark's sister of Cornwall, and she was called Elizabeth, that was called both good and fair. And at that time King Arthur reigned, and he was whole king of England, Wales, and Scotland, and of many other realms. Howbeit, there were many kings that were lords of many countries, but all they held their lands of King Arthur. For in Wales were 2 kings, and in the north were many kings, and in Cornwall, and in the west were 2 kings. Also in Ireland were 2 or 3 kings, and all were under the obeisance of King Arthur. So was the king of France, and the king of Brittany, and all the lordships unto Rome. So, when this King Meliodas had been with his wife, within a while she waxed great with child. And she was a full meek lady, and well she loved her lord, and he her again. And so there was great joy betwixt them. And then there was a lady in that country that had loved King Meliodas long, and by no mean she never could get his love. Therefore she let ordain upon a day, as King Meliodas rode a-hunting, he was a great chaser, and there by an enchantment she made him chase a hart by himself alone, till that he came to an old castle, and there anon he was taken prisoner by the lady that him loved. When Elizabeth King Meliodas' wife missed her lord, and she was nigh out of her wit, and also as great with child as she was, she took a gentlewoman with her, and ran into the forest to seek her lord. And when she was far in the forest, she might no farther, for she began to travail fast of her child, and she had many grimly throes. Her gentlewoman helped her all that she might, and so, by miracle of Our Lady of Heaven, she was delivered with great pains. She had taken such cold for the default of help that deep draughts of death took her, that needs she must die and depart out of this world. There was none other boat. And when this Queen Elizabeth saw that there was none other boat, then she made great dole, and said unto her gentlewoman, When ye see my lord, King Meliodas, recommend me unto him, and tell him what pains I endure here for his love, and how I must die here for his sake, for default of good help. And let him wit that I am full sorry to depart out of this world from him, and therefore pray him to be friend to my soul. Now let me see my little child, for whom I have had all this sorrow. And when she saw him, she said thus, Ah, my little son, thou hast murdered thy mother, and therefore I suppose that thou art a murderer so young thou art full likely to be a manly man in thine age. And because I shall die of the birth of thee, I charge thee, gentlewoman, that thou pray my lord, King Meliodas, that when he is christened, let call him Tristram. That is as much to say as a sorrowful birth. And therewith this queen gave up the ghost and died. Then the gentlewoman laid her under an umber of a great tree, and then she lapped the child as well as she might for cold. Right so there came the barons, following after the queen, and when they saw that she was dead, and understood none other, but the king was destroyed. Damn, that's cold! As she died in childbirth, she pulled up her baby son and said, This one's a murderer already. He's gonna be a good man. Damn! Chapter 2. How the stepmother of Sir Tristram had ordained poison for to have poisoned Sir Tristram. Then certain of them would have slain the child, because they have been lords of the country of Leonis. But then, through the fair speech of the gentlewoman, and by the means that she made, the most part of the barons would not assent thereto. And then they let carry home the dead queen, and much dole was made for her. Then this meanwhile, Merlin delivered King Meliodas out of prison on the morn after his queen was dead. And so, when the king was come home, the most part of the barons made great joy, but the sorrow that the king made for his queen, that might no tongue tell. So then the king let inter her richly, and after he let christen his child as his wife had commanded afore her death. And then he let call him Tristram, the sorrowful born child. Then the King Meliodas endured 7 years without a wife, and all this time Tristram was nourished well. Then it befell that King Meliodas wedded King Howell's daughter of Brittany, and anon she had children of King Meliodas. Then she was heavy and wroth that her children should not rejoice the country of Leonis. Wherefore this queen ordained for to poison young Tristram. So she let the poison be put in a piece of silver in the chamber, whereas Tristram and her children were together, unto that intent that when Tristram were thirsty, he should drink that drink. And so it fell upon a day, the queen's son, as he was in that chamber, espied the piece with the poison, and he weened it had been good drink. And because the child was thirsty, he took the piece with poison and drank freely. And therewithal, suddenly, the child brast and was dead. Damn! When the Queen of Meliodas wist of the death of her son, wit ye well that she was heavy. But yet the king understood nothing of her treason. Notwithstanding, the queen would not leave this, but eft she let ordain more poison, and put it in a piece. And by fortune, King Meliodas, her husband, found the piece with wine where was the poison, and he that was much thirsty took the piece for to drink thereout. And as he would have drunken thereof, the queen espied him, and when she ran unto him, and pulled the piece from him suddenly. The king marveled why she did so, and remembered him how her son was suddenly slain with poison. And then he took her by the hand and said, Thou false traitress! Thou shalt tell me what manner of drink this is, or else I shall slay thee. And therewith he pulled out his sword, and sware a great oath that he should slay her, but if she told him truth. Ah, mercy, my lord, said she, and I shall tell you all. And then she told him why she would have slain Tristram, because her children should rejoice his land. Well, said King Meliodas, and therefore shall ye have the law. And so she was condemned by the assent of the barons to be burnt. And then was there made a great fire, and right as she was at the fire to take her execution, young Tristram kneeled afore King Meliodas, and besought him to give him a boon. I will well, said the king again. Then said young Tristram, Give me the life of thy queen, my stepmother. That is unrightfully asked, said King Meliodas, for thou ought of right to hate her, for she would have slain thee with that poison, and she might have had her will. And for thy sake most is my cause that she should die. Sir, said Tristram, as for that, I beseech you of your mercy that you will forgive it her. And as for my part, God forgive it her too. And I do, and so much it liked your highness to grant me my boon. For God's love I require you. Hold your promise. Sithen it is so, said the king. I will that ye have her life. Then said the king, I give her to you, and go ye to the fire and take her, and do with her what ye will. So Sir Tristram went to the fire, and by the commandment of the king delivered her from the death. But after that, King Meliodas would never have ado with her, as at bed and board. But by the good means of young Tristram, he made the king and her accorded. But then the king would not suffer young Tristram to abide no longer in his court. Chapter 3. How Sir Tristram was sent into France, and had one to govern him named Gouvernail, and how he learned to harp, hawk, and hunt. And then he let ordain a gentleman that was well learned and taught. His name was Gouvernail. And then he sent young Tristram with Gouvernail into France to learn the language, and nurture, and deeds of arms. And there was Tristram more than 7 years. And then when he well could speak the language, and had learned all that he might learn in that country, then he came home to his father, King Meliodas again. And so Tristram learned to be a harper, passing all other, that there was none such called in no country. And so on harping and on instruments of music he applied him in his youth for to learn. And after, as he grew in might and strength, he labored ever in hunting and hawking, so that never gentleman more that ever we heard read of. And as the book saith, he began good measures of blowing of beasts of venery, and beasts of chase, and all manners of vermin, and all these terms we have yet of hawking and hunting. And therefore the book of venery, of hawking, and hunting, is called the Book of Sir Tristram. Wherefore, as meseemeth, all gentlemen that bear old arms ought of right to honor Sir Tristram for the goodly terms that gentlemen have in use, and shall to the day of doom that thereby in a manner all men of worship may dissever a gentleman from a yeoman, and from a yeoman a villain, for he that gentle is will draw him unto gentle tatches, and to follow the customs of noble gentlemen. Thus Sir Tristram endured in Cornwall until he was big and strong, of the age of 18 years. And then the King Meliodas had great joy of Sir Tristram, and so had the queen his wife, for ever after in her life, because Sir Tristram saved her from the fire. She did never hate him more after, but loved him ever after, and gave Tristram many great gifts, for every estate loved him where that he went. Chapter 4. How Sir Marhaus came out of Ireland for to ask truage of Cornwall, or else he would fight therefore. Then it befell that King Anguish of Ireland sent unto King Mark of Cornwall for his truage, that Cornwall had paid many winters. And all that time King Mark was behind of the truage for 7 years. And King Mark and his barons gave unto the messenger of Ireland these words in answer, that they would none pay, and bade the messenger to go unto his King Anguish, and tell him, we will pay him no truage, but tell your lord, and he will always have truage of us of Cornwall. Bid him send a trusty knight of his land, that will fight for his right, and we shall find another for to defend our right. With this answer the messengers departed into Ireland. When King Anguish understood the answer of the messenger, he was wonderly wroth. And then he called unto him Sir Marhaus, the good knight, that was nobly proved, and a knight of the Table Round. And this Marhaus was brother unto the Queen of Ireland. And then the king said thus, Fair brother, Sir Marhaus, I pray you go into Cornwall for my sake, and do battle for our truage, that of right we ought to have, and whatsoever ye spend, ye shall have sufficiently, more than ye shall need. Sir, said Marhaus, wit ye well that I shall not be loath to do battle in the right of you in your land with the best knight of the Table Round, for I know them for the most part, what be their deeds, and for to advance my deeds, and to increase my worship, I will right gladly go unto this journey for our right. So in all haste there was made purveyance for Sir Marhaus, and he had all things that to him needed. And so he departed out of Ireland, and arrived up in Cornwall even fast by Castle of Tintagel. And when King Mark understood that he was there arrived to fight for Ireland, then made King Mark great sorrow, when he understood that the good and noble knight Sir Marhaus was come, for they knew no knight that durst have ado with him. At that time Sir Marhaus was called one of the famousest and renowned knights of the world. And thus Sir Marhaus abode in the sea, and every day he sent unto King Mark for to pay the truage that was behind of 7 year, other else to find a knight to fight with him for the truage. This manner of message Sir Marhaus sent daily unto King Mark. Then they of Cornwall let make cries in every place, that what knight would fight for to save the truage of Cornwall, he should be rewarded, so that he should fare the better term of his life. Then some of the barons said to King Mark, and counselled him to send to the court of King Arthur, for to seek Sir Launcelot de Lake, that was that time named for the marvellousest knight of the world. Then there were some other barons that counselled the king not to do so, and said that it was labour in vain, because Sir Marhaus was a knight of the Round Table. Therefore any of them would be loath to have ado with another. But if it were any knight at his own request would fight disguised and unknown. So the king And all his barons assented that it was no boat to seek any knight of the Round Table. This meanwhile they came the language and the noise unto King Meliodas, how that Sir Marhaus abode battle fast by Tintagel, and how King Mark could find no manner knight to fight for him. When young Tristram heard of this, he was wroth and sore ashamed that there durst no knight in Cornwall have ado with Sir Marhaus of Ireland. Chapter 5. How Tristram enterprised the battle to fight for the truage of Cornwall, and how he was made knight. Well, I think this is about where we'll probably find the end of Sir Marhaus. If you remember, Marhaus is the knight that Gawain had fight with for a long time, and was really the actual good knight in all of Gawain's stories. So it is sad to see him find his end, but hopefully with his fall, Tristram will take up the mantle. We can only hope that he'll be a good knight, given that he's lauded and raised as of a peer with Lancelot. So, hopefully, he'll hold up to it. Therewithal, Tristram went unto his father, King Meliodas, and asked him counsel, what was best to do for to recover Cornwall from truage. For, as meseemeth, said Sir Tristram, it were shame that Sir Marhaus, the Queen's brother of Ireland, should go away, unless that he were foughten withal. As for that, said King Meliodas, wit you well, son Tristram, that Sir Marhaus is called one of the best knights of the world, and knight of the Table Round, and therefore I know no knight in this country that is able to match with him. Alas, said Sir Tristram, that I am not made knight, and if Sir Marhaus should thus depart into Ireland, God let me never have worship, and I were made knight that I should match him. And sir, said Tristram, I pray you, give me leave to ride to King Mark, and so ye be not displeased, of King Mark will I be made knight. I will well, said King Meliodas, that ye be ruled as your courage will rule you. Then Sir Tristram thanked his father much, and then he made him ready to ride into Cornwall. In the meanwhile, there came a messenger with letters of love from King Pharamond of France's daughter unto Sir Tristram, and were full piteous letters, and in them were written many complaints of love. But Sir Tristram had no joy of her letters, nor regard unto her. Also, she sent him a little brachet that was passing fair. But when the king's daughter understood that Sir Tristram would not love her, as the book saith, she died for sorrow. And then the same squire that brought the letter and the brachet came again unto Sir Tristram, as after ye shall hear in the tale. So this young Sir Tristram rode unto his aim, King Mark of Cornwall, and when he came there, he heard say that there would no knight fight with Sir Marhaus. Then yede Sir Tristram unto his aim, and said, Sir, if ye will give me the order of knighthood, I will do battle with Sir Marhaus. What are ye, said the king, and from whence be ye come? Sir, said Tristram, I come from King Meliodas that wedded your sister, and a gentleman, wit ye well I am. King Mark beheld Sir Tristram, and saw that he was but a young man of age, but he was passingly well made and big. Fair sir, said the king, what is your name, and where were ye born? Sir, said he again, my name is Tristram, and in the country of Leonis was I born. Ye say well, said the king, and if ye will do this battle, I shall make you knight. Therefore I come to you, said Sir Tristram, and for none other cause. But then King Mark made him knight, and therewithal anon he made him knight. He sent a messenger unto Sir Marhaus with letters, that said that he had found a young knight ready for to take the battle to the uttermost. It may be well, said Sir Marhaus, but tell King Mark, I will not fight with no knight, but he be of blood royal, that is to say, other king's son, or other queen's son, born of a prince or princess. When King Mark understood that, he sent for Sir Tristram de Lyonesse, and told him what was the answer of Sir Marhaus. Then said Sir Tristram, Sithen that he saith so, let him wit that I am come of father's side and mother's side, of as noble blood as he is. For, sir, now shall ye know that I am King Meliodas' son, born of your own sister, Dame Elizabeth, that died in the forest in the birth of me. Oh, yes, said King Mark, ye are welcome, fair nephew, to me. Then in all the haste the king let horse Sir Tristram, and armed him in the best manner that might be had or gotten for gold or silver. And then King Mark sent unto Sir Marhaus, and did him to wit that a better born man than he was himself should fight with him. And his name is Sir Tristram de Lyonesse, gotten of King Meliodas, and born of King Mark's sister. Then was Sir Marhaus glad and blithe that he should fight with such a gentleman. And so, by the assent of King Mark and of Sir Marhaus, they let ordain that they should fight within an island nigh Sir Marhaus' ships. And so was Sir Tristram put into a vessel, both his horse and he, and all that to him longed both for his body and for his horse. Sir Tristram lacked nothing. And when King Mark and his barons of Cornwall beheld how young Sir Tristram departed with such courage to fight for the right of Cornwall, there was neither man nor woman of worship, but they wept to see and understand so young a knight to jeopardy himself for their right. All right, guys, we are at 10 o'clock and at a conveniently ended chapter right before the clash between Tristram and Sir Marhaus. And we will save that for tomorrow. But for now, we'll go ahead and call it an evening, call it a night. If you have not yet, I ask that you go ahead and drop a like on the stream. As always, we are trying to grow our community, spread the word of good literature and legends and tales of all sorts and kind. Whether it be Arthurian lore, Lovecraftian mythos, or more traditional literature. We've got all sorts of options and all sorts to be found. So, we want to spread the word a little bit. So if you could, go ahead and drop a like on the stream or on the video if you're in the VODs, and we will see if it does any good. Alright guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I wish you a wonderful evening, and we will be back tomorrow for our 8th reading and the continued following of Tristram's adventures in La Morte d'Arthur. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful night. Bye now.